Greetings, fellow scribes! Welcome back to the archive! This week, I conclude my series talking about notable locations in Rokugan in the Legend of the Five Rings game by talking about Ryoko Owari Toshi. This topic was actually selected by a Twitter poll to conclude this series on. So, please, follow me on Twitter. I will put polls up there from time to time. Now, Ryoko Owari is a city sort of perfectly set up to drop in at any point in any game. So, I'm not really going to talk about the history that much. I'm going to talk about the city itself. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy as we talk about Ryoko Owari Toshi. Ryoko Owari is probably one of the most important cities in the empire other than the capital. It is in fact the second largest city. The name of the city, Ryoko Owari Toshi, means Journey's End City. However, it has a number of other names. The City of Stories, the City That Dung Built, the City of Green Walls, and its most famous sobriquet, its most famous nickname, the City of Lies. It is most commonly just called Ryoko Owari, though the Crab Clan had two very special names for it. The Reeking Scorpion Cesspool, or the Rotting Scorpion Cesspool. Only the crab ever called it those, though. This city is special. The old portion of the city is up on a rise and is walled off separately from the rest of the walled city. And this section is where the Shosuro governor resides. And the city is traditionally run by a Shosuro. And this old part of the city is also where many of the other clan embassies tend to be, because this is a important section for diplomacy, and this is a important city for talking about trade, which is its life's blood. Now, a large river runs through the city, and the river is so large that there is a section of it that's practically a bay, running right down the middle of a chunk of the city. Now, most of the city is devoted to, like most Rokugani cities, the peasant population. But there's, of course, the Temple District, which is across this river from the main city. There's a island, Teardrop Island, which is known for tea houses. And, of course, there's the wharves. And somewhere around all this is a large area called the Leather Workers District. This is the area that the Edda normally live in. The people who work with the stuff that is unclean by Rokugani beliefs. Leather, dead bodies, that sort of thing. And part of the reason for Ryoko Owari's nickname, the City That Dung Built, is because Ryoko Owari has a fairly sizable Edda population. Of course, these are the minor elements of it. These are the elements that everyone just sort of thinks about. Something else that's important to know. This city is the only city that can legally grow opium for medicinal purposes. Oh, sorry, let me rephrase that. For medicinal purposes. It is a city with vast opium fields. And on a clear day, when the poppies are in bloom, it looks like a crimson field stretching out from the city. There have been many poems written about the opium fields of Ryoko Owari. For they are beautiful fields, a beautiful sight to behold, despite what they're used for. But that is beside the point here. What is important is this city is a home of opium dens. Opium smugglers, the legitimate opium trade, and everything in between. There are also many geisha houses and tea houses throughout Ryoko Owari. This is a scorpion city through and through. Nothing gets said here that doesn't make its way to some scorpion. To some scorpion samurai in a position to make use of that information. Many a samurai's career has died from tea in a Ryoko Owari tea house. This is even where Matsuino was arrested by a scorpion magistrate for killing his lord. Because Ryoko Owari is a special city. Ryoko Owari is the scorpion in a nutshell. This is a city where blackmail is a traded item. Where information has many uses. The reason why it's called the City of Lies is because everyone, in some way, shape, or form, is lying to you, is deceiving you. You cannot trust anyone here. Even your best friend, a crane. Because that crane might actually be a Shosuro actor in disguise. But there is one other very interesting note in Ryoko Owari's history. And yes, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about Ryoko Owari's history, but this is something that actually impacts it. 750, the second rise of the Ichiban, he brought his undead army and attacked the city. Things leave scars in Rokugan. It's from the first rise of the Ichiban that the practice of cremating the dead came from. His second rise brought something different. The Bon Festival is tradition over all of Rokugan. The celebrating your honored ancestors, the paper lanterns floating down the rivers. And it's common throughout most of Rokugan to visit the cemeteries, then you return back, hanging the lanterns on your doorway so your family the departed spirits of your ancestors can find their way back. However, this Parade of the Dead is a little different in Ryoko Owari. Here, and only here, do the people who are coming from the cemeteries wear something. Wear something very specific, in fact. They wear porcelain masks. Similar, but distinct from, the masks used to animate zombies. This is a reminder of the events of the second rise of the Ichiban. Now, some blood speakers at one point actually put zombies in the mix here. So, they made it a little bit interesting. But this is a case where a horrific event gets memorialized in a very Scorpion manner. In the manner of wearing masks. And this is it for my talk about Ryoko Owari Toshi. Next week, I'm going to be doing a Tales from the Archive. And then I'll figure out what I'm doing after that. I might even put a poll up. Check Twitter. And until next time, I'd like you all to remember to have fun and keep gaming.